Opening apps without intention. You ever close an app just to immediately open it back up? It's like we're waiting for something new to magically appear in those 3 seconds. But there's a reason your brain does this, and it's actually kind of genius. You aren't actually bored. You're caught in a loop. These apps are designed exactly like slot machines. If you knew exactly what you were going to see every time you scrolled, you'd eventually stop. But the apps make sure you never know if the next post is a win or a dud. This was discovered by a psychologist named B.F. Skinner. He found that he could get pigeons to peck a button forever just by making the food come out at random times. Your brain gets a bigger hit from the maybe than the actual reward. So yeah, we're basically just pigeons in a digital casino, and the house always wins. But the slot machine trick is just the beginning, treating future you like a stranger. Procrastination isn't actually a time management problem. It's a mood problem. Your brain isn't being lazy. It's actually trying to protect you from stress. Think about it. When you see a big task, you feel that heavy pit in your stomach. But the second you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," that pit disappears. You feel instant relief. But that's because your brain just pulled a disappearing act. Researcher Hal Hershfield found out why. Using brain scans, he found your brain processes future you like a complete stranger. So when you delay work, your brain doesn't think you'll do it later. It thinks you're handing it off to someone else entirely. You're basically that roommate who leaves the dirty dishes for the next guy, only to wake up and realize you are the next guy. But if you think your brain is bad at the future, wait until you see how it completely hallucinates your past. Feeling productive while avoiding real work. Your perfectly organized desk isn't a workspace. It's an escape room. You've got the color-coded calendar and the 10-hour playlist, but you still haven't touched the one thing that matters. This is the most dangerous form of laziness because it feels like work. In your head, you're getting ready. In reality, you're just burning off the guilt of avoiding the hard stuff. This is called moral licensing. Your brain buys the right to slack off by doing easy, useless tasks first. You're not being productive. You're using a clean desk to hide from a scary deadline. But hey, at least the desk is museum ready, so small win, right? And it gets weirder. It starts fixing problems that don't even exist anymore. Replaying conversations that are already over. You're having a normal day until your brain plays your most embarrassing moment from 2019. You're not in the room anymore. You're back in that conversation. That cringe hit is a glitch. Your brain treats a small social mistake like it's a threat to your survival, so it tries to fix it. But the moment is already over. You're stuck in a post-game analysis for a game that ended years ago. Psychologist Susan Nolan Hoeksema calls this rumination. Your brain is desperately looking for a solution, but there isn't one. The file is locked, so it just keeps processing the error on a loop. You're trying to edit a video that's already live. The comments are in. Let it go. But if you think replaying the past is bad, wait until you see how your brain hallucinates arguments that haven't even happened yet. Imagining scenarios instead of taking action. Your brain just gave you a trophy for a win that hasn't actually happened. You played it out, the perfect outcome, the applause, and it felt real. But when you imagine success, it feels like progress, like you've already done the work. You're enjoying the reward, but nothing in your actual life has changed. Psychologist Gabriella Oettingen found that this mental success can actually make you less likely to act. Because you already got the internal reward, your drive drops. Your brain thinks the mission is done, so it turns the engine off. You're taking a victory lap while the car is still in the garage. But if you think your brain is bad at tracking your goals, wait until you see why you think everyone is staring at you, even when you're completely alone. Feeling like everyone is watching you. You walk into a room and suddenly forget how to be a person. Now you're thinking about your walk, your posture, and especially what to do with your hands. It feels like a spotlight is on you. You're sure everyone noticed the hair, the awkwardness, but the spotlight isn't real. It's just a glitch in your internal software. Psychologist Thomas Gilovich calls this the spotlight effect. In one experiment, students had to wear embarrassing shirts into a room. They thought they were the center of attention. question. In reality, most people didn't even look up. Your brain assumes its private reality is a public broadcast. It isn't. You think you're the main character, but so does everyone else. They're too busy worrying about their hands to look at yours. But the real danger isn't that people are watching you, it's that your brain can't tell the difference between a feeling and a fact. Thinking something is true just because it sounds right. Your brain assumes that anything easy to understand is true. If a claim is simple, confident, and repeated, your brain stops checking and just starts nodding along. When information is easy to process, it feels correct. That's why simple claims spread faster than the truth. They're just easier for your brain to digest. And once it feels right, you stop questioning it. There's a name for this: the illusory truth effect. Researcher Lynn Hasher found the more you hear something, the more true it feels. Your brain mistakes familiarity for truth. If it's easy to remember, it's easy to believe. Sounds smart enough? Must be true. But it gets worse. Your brain doesn't just fall for new lies. It can actually rewrite your own past just to match how you feel right now, letting your mood decide what's true. In a bad mood, your brain starts lying to you about your life. Nothing actually changed, but suddenly your progress feels fake and your future looks off. Here's the glitch. You feel bad, so your brain decides things are bad. It starts collecting evidence to justify the mood, turning a messy desk or one late email into a total catastrophe. There's a name for this: emotional reasoning. Your brain treats a temporary feeling like permanent evidence. If you feel like a failure, it tells you that you are one. You're not seeing reality. You're just seeing the filter. Your mood is basically a filter set to ruin everything. Don't trust the color grade. But once you realize your mood is a lie, you start to wonder if your feelings aren't fixed, what else about you is just a hallucination? Thinking, this is just who I am. You think you're the final version of yourself. You're not. Here's the glitch. You're changing all the time, but you assume you're finished. Think about who you were 10 years ago. That person feels like a stranger, right? Yet when you look at the future, you expect to stay exactly like this. There's a name for this: the end of history illusion. Researcher Daniel Gilbert showed we all see how much we've changed in the past, but we massively underestimate how much we'll change in the future. Your brain thinks the update is done. It isn't. You're acting like the final release when you're still in beta. The update isn't finished, which means you can still change the code. You're not finished.